All right. Good evening, and welcome to a new weekly Wednesday webinar. As usual, we are so excited to have you here. We told you that at the beginning of season four that we were going to give you a lot of surprises, a lot of special guests, and today is not an exception. It's amazing that you're going to see all the amazing people that I work with. One day somebody messaged me, they were like, Eddie, do you work by yourself? And the answer is no. I have this amazing team that I work with. We all do different things, and that's the reason why you see the different pictures on the screen and the title of the webinar. The member experience, what's new and what matters to you. My name is Eddie Villanueva. I'm the official MC of these weekly Wednesday webinars. Please, we love the engagement. We love to communicate with you. If you want to say hi, please write on the comments or on the chat where you are joining us from. Are you connecting from the West Coast, the DMV area, the North Side, wherever you are from? We would like to say hi to you. And also, as you know, we always have questions. If you have questions, you have concerns about the topic that we're talking about this evening, please make sure you use the chat or the Q&A feature. And Miss Jornika, what do we do with those questions? Are we going to read them? Are we going to ignore them? What do we do with those questions?
We are going to read each and every question and make sure that we answer each question by the end of the seminar. And if we don't, we'll make sure we get back to you with the right answer. So drop your questions in the chat, you guys.
Please do. We love the engagement. We love the support. Once again, thank you so much for the support each and every Wednesday. Like we always say, I will always emphasize this. These webinars wouldn't be possible without your support. So thank you so much for your support. Share the link with a friend, with a family member. Let them learn about, USSFCU, what we're all about. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. And I do see a lot of, familiar names as usual. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you. And if this is your first time in the weekly Wednesday webinar, we want to say welcome, and we hope that this is not your last time. All right, they only give me 2 minutes for my part. After that is overtime. So I want to pass it on to our membership development team, Ms. Jarnika, with the official introduction. So Ms. Jarnika, the time is yours.
Thank you so much, Eddie. What an amazing opening there. Welcome, everyone. I just want to say, since I've been a part of the webinar team, I have never seen a webinar such as the one you guys are going to get today. It's going to be an amazing experience. We have some amazing people on the line, like Eddie said, that we all kind of work together. And I'm going to introduce a lot of the team. But really quick, I want to show you guys a slide with everyone's amazing faces. So you can kind of get to understand and know who you're going to be meeting today virtually online. So as you guys may or may not know, Arthur Green, he is our amazing Chief Experience Marketing Officer. So as you guys know, all of the amazing things that you may see today and throughout the credit union, whether it's our marketing or whether it's just your overall experience, he is the head honcho in charge of that. So kudos to you, Arthur. Thank you for all that you do. We have Melanie Cheston. She is our creative manager. She does a lot of amazing work behind the scenes, and she's going to give you guys some details about how that works and what she does for our fabulous credit union. Jasmine Basket, she's awesome with our social media. If you guys are out there and you see us on Facebook or TikTok or any social media, she and Andrea are the two that are there and available to help you guys. You have your senior digital marketing specialist and your marketing assistant helping you with that. We have Gretchen, who is our internal communication specialist. She's going to reach out to you guys and talk to you a little bit about what we do internally here at the credit union when it comes to communications. And Eddie, as you guys know, the face of the credit union, you guys see him here each and every week, and we're always out and about. He is our engagement manager. So all those cool events that you see us do, he's one of the ones who helped put that together. So kudos to you guys. And last but not least, I know you guys know this amazing person here, Carrie, and she put together this amazing presentation for you all. We're so excited. She's our senior communications manager, and she's going to get the ball rolling with what everyone does here on the team and how we can assist you guys. Don't forget to drop your questions in the chat, and I'm going to roll it over to Carrie to get the ball going. So with that being said, you guys, Carrie's here for you. Carrie's on mute. So once she comes off of mute, she's going to
Got
be
it.
able to help you.
You think this was my first time. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. And thank you everybody for coming. I'm so happy to be here and get to be here with my amazing teammates, some I've known for almost 10 years. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera off. Hopefully, the display on my screen looks okay. It's hard to be the screen sharer and all this stuff, but I'm going to pop this off and get started. All right. So, as you can see, we have a lot that we want to share with you this evening, but really full circle, everything comes back to the member experience. We're going to start with a quick look at the value of USSFCU membership and some opportunities that are available to members right now. And then Eddie and Jasmine will talk a little bit about how we're connecting with members through community outreach and through social media. And we'll also give a preview of some things coming next for the credit union. And then toward the end, Arthur is going to turn the conversation over to you and get your thoughts on what matters most. So before we get into all of that, though, we have a quick question about who's with us tonight. It's just a check-in, and we were wondering how long have you been a USSFCU member? So if you're comfortable, please tell us in the chat. Maybe you just joined recently, maybe you've been with us for a few years, or maybe even for decades. So we'd love to hear from you and kind of get a sense of who we have with us tonight. And you know, Eddie, sorry, I never asked if you would
No
share.
worries,
Can't
Carrie.
see
I
if you
see
could
it.
share some of them because I want
Of
to
course. Thank you
know.
so much. The chat, is definitely, we see the comments coming. Somebody's telling us they're joining us from Maryland. So thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Somebody's saying 4 years. So thank you very much for your membership. Another person saying 44 years, Carrie,
Oh.
44 years. Also, I see 30 years. I see member for at least 5 or 7 years. Somebody said 42 years, 30 years. And then another person is saying that they've been a member for over 40 years too. Each one of you that either, already send us your comment or even after the slide, you can still send us your comment. We appreciate your support. So thank you. Thank you so much for your membership.
Thank you. That is awesome to hear. It makes me feel good about where I work when people are long-term members like that, and it makes me proud. I'm also a member myself, 10 years, but for that's awesome to hear. And thank you all for sharing. And that kind of really brings us to what we want to talk about next is the idea that we are your credit union for life. So we like to say that or talk about that a lot at here at the credit union. And what we really want members to understand is that USSFCU membership is meant to stay with you. So many members, they first come to us through the Senate or another federal agency or an affiliated group, a lot in the Washington, D.C. area. But membership doesn't end just because your job changes, or maybe you retire or move away, or I mean, if your circumstances just change, because once a member, always a member. And as life changes, we want you to know that you can keep coming back to the credit union for products and services and any support that you need along the way. And credit union membership can extend beyond you too. Your family members can join the credit union so the relationship can grow with you and your family over time. So that's all kind of really what we mean by your credit union for life. It's not about just where you work today. It's about having USSFCU there for the different stages, changes, and milestones that come next. And now we've got a little bit about part of that, sorry, stumbling, what makes the credit union membership different. So because USSFCU is member owned, of course, we're structured differently from a traditional bank. I know we've said this before, we talk about this a lot. Banks are generally owned by shareholders, while credit union like USSFCU is owned by its members. So our focus is on serving the people who bank with us, and that shows up through things like competitive rates, little to no fees, personal service, and financial education and community outreach initiatives. And there's also that convenience piece. So sometimes people assume that choosing a credit union means they have to give up access or, services that they might get at a larger bank, but that's not the case. So when it comes to convenience and access, you have online and mobile banking, of course. Um, our credit union participates in shared branching, and our ATM network provides members access to over 100,000 fee-free ATMs all across the nation and some out of the country. So even if life takes you outside DC, you can still stay connected to USSFCU and your accounts and use your membership. And then, of course, the support side. And we want members to have access not only to the financial products and services, but also to guidance and education and people that they can turn to when they might need a little bit of help. So when we talk about the value of membership, it's really that combination of financial value, access, and support, and it's all built around the member. And part of what getting the most out of helps to get the most out of your membership is knowing about some of the extra value that's available to you. So throughout the year, the marketing team works really hard with different areas across the credit union to bring forward offers that we think can genuinely benefit our members, and whether that's helping save money, earning more credit card rewards, or making it easier to finance something that they need. That's what, our monthly promotions focus on. And right now, I just wanted to highlight a couple for September, the month of September. So we've got our Auto 250 promotion. So finance an eligible auto loan or refinance and get up to $250 cash back. So if you're already planning to finance a vehicle, there's an opportunity to get a little extra value there on a purchase you might already be making. We're also doing 5 times the rewards points for Visa credit card holders or rewards card holders. So, and this is one of my favorite products, and I feel like sometimes people don't realize how much they can get out of this card. I won't bore you with all the details now because I'm sure we do webinars on this a lot because honestly, it's my favorite subject. But you can earn points on every dollar, and then for this month, we are doing 5 times the points. So, really an opportunity to add those points up fast. And then for members planning repairs and upgrades and other projects around the house, we have home improvement financing options that don't require the use of home equity. It's just giving members a straightforward way to finance projects without necessarily tapping into the value they've built in their home. So again, I won't go through every detail or disclosure here, but I want to make sure these are on your radar and we update our promotions throughout the year. And you can always find a list of the latest at ussfcu.org/promos. And now, with that being said, since we have you here tonight, I know it's hard to think on the spot, but we wanted to hear from you, maybe what you might find promotion wise to be useful and valuable. So if you have any thoughts, drop them in the chat. Doesn't have to be right now. Trust me, in marketing, I know it's hard to think about these ideas right off the bat, but we did want to ask if there's anything that matters to you or something you'd appreciate seeing from us more since we have the marketing team here. It could be something around saving, borrowing, or more rewards on everyday spending or even benefits for new members or longtime members. But if it's something completely different too, and you'd like to see, please, we want to hear that too. So again, it does, as we go through the evening, please share in the chat, and we'll definitely take all those in. And it's nice to know direct and hear directly from our members what they want to see. But on that note, we've recently launched a new version of our member referral program. And this is a streamlined approach to, sharing the credit union experience. So if you do know someone who could benefit from membership here at USSFCU, now there's going to be a little something in it for both of you. So $50 for them and $50 for you. So you share using your personal referral link, which I'll just share more of these details in a minute. But if the person you refer joins and completes the requirements, you'll each receive a $50 gift card. And referrals aren't through this program aren't limited to just family. You may have friends or coworkers who are eligible for membership as well and can take advantage of the offer. So the referral process is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to quickly share some of the steps. It's designed to be super easy to share. You start by going to the webpage, ussfcu.org/refer, and then there's a prompt to enter the email address associated with your credit union account, and that's what generates your personal referral link. It's all pretty instant. Um, and then you from there you refer you it generates your referral link. You can copy it, but it'll also be right there to share it, but it'll also be emailed to you so you can save it and share it later. But you'll basically send that link to your friends and family and coworkers or anyone else who may benefit from membership here. And then for that person to qualify, the new member, so the referral would join the credit union through your personal referral link, open up their free Senate checking account with a free Visa debit card, and all they got to do is complete at least 10 card purchases of $10 or more within 90 days. And once those requirements are met, you'll each get your $50 gift card, and there's really no limit on how many people you can refer. You can earn up to $1,600 in referrals a year if you wanted to. So please spread the word. If there's someone you've been meaning to tell about the credit union, this is designed to give you a simple way to do it. And of course, then it's nice to both get something. All right, so we've talked about the value and the opportunities that come with membership, but the member experience extends well beyond products and well beyond promotions. And I'm going to hand it over to Eddie so he can share some of the ways that USSFCU is connecting with members and our communities beyond the branch.
All right. Thank you so much, Harry. I appreciate that. Thank you for that information. Once again, thank you to all the attendees this evening. As you can see, somebody mentioned once, the same person that mentioned if I work by myself, and I told them I was part of a team. They had a follow-up question. They were like, Eddie, do you only get paid to be the MC and that's all you do all day, every day? Wishful thinking. I wish that was it, but no, there's more that I do. And honestly, the job that I do is very fulfilling and very rewarding. And I'm blessed to do what I do, honestly. And as Kerry was mentioning, we always talk about beyond the branch. When we talk about engagement, I always like to say that our work goes beyond the branch. And honestly, that's what makes this role very exciting. It's very exciting to me, especially when they say that if you find something that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And that's a true statement that I'm living in my life right now. And then we have the opportunity to take USSFCU directly into communities where our members live, work, and spend their time. We're not just waiting for people to walk through our doors. We're going out there, meeting people, building relationships, and finding ways to connect. That's always the goal, is to connect with people. And that connection can look very different. Sometimes, I'm always on the field, so it can be a community event. Sometimes it's a partnership. Sometimes it's volunteering. And sometimes it's simple having a conversation with someone who may not know everything we have to offer. That's the fulfilling part about the job, the engagement division that I'm part of and that I'm in charge of, is to let somebody know what USSFCU is all about and the products and services that we have to offer. But at the heart of all of this, all the projects that we do, all the presentations, is people. We want people to know who USSFCU is, what we stand for, and most importantly, that we're here to support them, not just as a financial institution, but as a partner in their financial journey. And that's really what Beyond the Branch means to me. Now, as you can see on the screen, this is some of the different events that we do, and this is USFCU with the community. We love to connect with the community. We love to be very engaged with them. And this is where really we put the idea into action. It starts as an idea. What can we do with the community? And as you can see, these pictures show you all the things that we do with the community. Our engagement team is constantly looking for opportunities to bring USSFCU into the community. We support workplace events, community events, partner with organizations, participate in outreach opportunities, and probably one of my favorite parts, honestly, I think this is my favorite part, is finding ways to give back to the community. Because when we show up in the community, it's not just about putting a tent up or, hanging out information, distributing materials, and then just living. To me, it's more than that. It's about creating an experience. We want to have conversations. We want people to ask questions. That's the reason why every time we do these webinars, I always tell you, please engage with us. We love the engagement. And that's what we do in the communities as well. We love to hear your questions. We love to hear your concerns as well. We want to understand what's important to them or to you and figure out how we can help. And those relationships are incredibly valuable. Sometimes one conversation at an event turns into a new member, a potential member. Sometimes it turns into a partnership. Sometimes it leads to an opportunity to provide financial education to an entire organization. So for us, community engagement is really about opening doors. And sometimes those doors they're not even inside the branch. And now, if you want to go on the next slide, please, Carrie. Thank you so much. Is education in action. I know I talk about the different community events that we do. We do a lot of community events with our selective employee groups, which is the people that can automatically qualify for membership with us. But we expand beyond that as well. As you can see, look at this picture. It's a variety. We do presentations in schools. We do presentations for adults as well. We do presentations in Capitol Hill. But the biggest part of all of this is that education is in action. And then we get to one of the areas that I think that has some of the greatest impact that we can make, and that's financial education. I think anybody in this call can appreciate financial education, especially because you can agree with me that it's never too early to learn about finances and build that path as early as you can to be financial successful in the future. We can talk about products and services all day long. I can tell you about the great, amazing products and services that we have, the promotions that we have going on. But there's something much more powerful about giving someone the knowledge and confidence to make a good financial decisions for themselves. And that's why we are here doing webinars. As you can see, we do in a webinar this evening, workshops, workplace presentations, school programs, and community presentations. We're talking about budgeting, credit, saving, investing, financial wellness, real topics that people can actually take home and use. Big topics that we have heard you that you want us to present that can be very useful in your life. And I love seeing that reaction when someone says, wow, Eddie, I never knew that. Or when you can see that a light bulb goes off and they understand something about their finances that maybe they seemed intimidated before. That's the reason why we are here talking to you about these things, so you can feel confident the next time you need to make a big purchase, or there's no small question for us. We want to once again we want to hear all your questions and concerns. And that's the impact we're looking for, because our goal isn't simple to say, hey, here's a product to offer. We want to offer more than that. Our goal is to say, how can we help you understand your finances, feel more confident, and ultimately build a stronger financial future? And that's where engagement and financial literacy really comes together. We build that relationship first, and then we can use that relationship as an opportunity to educate, empower, and make a difference. And that's the reason why we're doing this presentation to you all this evening, is because we want to show you that the United States and the Federal Credit Union, we're a financial institution. We want to help you reach your, financial goals, financial dreams as well. But more than that, we want to show you that we want to give back to our community, because that's what we're all about here at USSFCU. And you see that beautiful pictures. Sometimes if you go in our in our social handles, you can see videos, you can see pictures, you can see a lot of things. And there's a team that goes behind that. So I want to pass it to Ms. Jasmine Basket, which is in charge of capturing all those beautiful moments when we're out in the community.
Thank you, Eddie. Hi, everyone. I'm Jasmine, the Senior Digital Marketing Specialist. Now, I know that you might be thinking, we already get the emails, we have the website. Why do you need another way to talk to us? Well, it's because social media is where conversations happen naturally, where we build communities and we meet our members and our future members exactly where they are outside of their workplace. That's why beyond emails and our website, our social media channels are the most powerful tools we have to keep you informed, engaged, and connected. Carrie, you can go to the next slide. So where can you find us? Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, sometimes X or Twitter. And if you follow us on any of these platforms, you may have already seen quite a few of our faces already. On these platforms, we share press releases, community events and recaps, financial literacy resources and tips, and my personal favorite, and I think it's starting to become a lot of the team's personal favorite, fun company culture videos that give you a sneak peek behind the curtain. And on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, you may also have seen some of our ads for our various products and services. Now, here's something you may not know. We have an active members only Facebook group called the Members Lounge. This is our private space just for USFCU members, a place where we post our webinar reminders, share member focused content, give first looks at new initiatives, and so much more. But here's what makes it special. We encourage members to share their thoughts, their ideas, and feedback, to start conversations, to ask questions that others may have not thought to ask yet. We just ask that you don't share any personal identifiable information for safety reasons, of course, and we suggest that for any platform you may be active on. If you would like to join, Andrea, our marketing assistant, will drop the invitation link in the chat. And just to have a few quick notes about that, please be sure to review and agree to our group rules and answer the 3 or 4 membership questions, because this helps us ensure that the group stays exclusive to our members. If you're already in the group, we thank you for being a part of that. And you may have already seen a sneak peek this morning in there. And if you're on the fence, but the sneak peek, what I just mentioned, may have piqued your interest, then Melanie, our creative manager, what she has next is going to drive even more excitement and maybe even give another reason to join and be an active member in the Members Lounge. Thank you.
Hello, thank you, Jasmine. I'm Melanie, the creative manager. So a lot of my role focuses on how we show up visually to you as members, from our advertising and communications to our overall brand. And I'm excited to announce some changes happening here at the credit union. You should have all received an email earlier today sharing some of these changes. The first is our name. We'll be moving away from our long, sometimes tongue-twisting name, United States Senate Federal Credit Union, and transitioning to Senate Federal Credit Union, or simply Senate Federal. So as we grow, we want the way that we look, communicate, and serve our members to evolve with us. So we're not changing who we are or what we stand for. We're simply building a better experience that reflects who we are today and where we're headed. So soon you may start to see the name Senate Federal appear in some of our communications, as well as our new domain, senatefederal.org. When you see these, you can be confident these communications are legitimate and are coming directly from us. So again, we are officially Senate Federal Credit Union. So along with the new name, it comes a completely new visual look, as well as a fully redesigned website. So the website that you see today will fully be scrapped and reintroduced with a more modern, user-friendly look that captures our movement to Senate Federal. These are all exciting things, but there's more. Many members have asked and we've listened. We're excited to share that we'll also be expanding our physical presence with a new branch location in Maryland. It will be in the Camp Springs area, which is near Branch Avenue Metro Station, if you're familiar with it. So there's a lot of exciting things happening, and you'll begin to see all of these pieces come together in the beginning of 2027. So are you guys excited about these changes? Comment the letter W in the chat below, in the chat box, if you're as excited as we are about all of these things, because we love to celebrate all of our wins. So comment the letter W if you're excited about these changes. Yes, I see W's. Love it. Great. Yes. So we're happy to see that. So because we make these changes to better serve you guys. So now we talked a lot about the external side of marketing, basically the things you as members see and experience. But just as important is what happens internally to keep our various departments connected and informed so they can better serve you. And for that, I'll hand it over to Gretchen, our internal communications specialist. Thank you.
Thanks, Melanie. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. You might be wondering, why am I going to be talking about how we communicate and collaborate internally in our organization? What does that have to do with you? Well, everything we do is to serve you better. The more we know about each department, the more we know about all the people who work there. We know what their expertise is. We know where to find information, the better we organize our information. All of those pieces of internal communications, they exist and we focus on them so that we can serve you better. When you call and you want something from us, if you need a service, if you have a question, we want to be able to answer you as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So that's why internal communications is a big focus and always will be. Now, I would like to pass it over to Arthur again, and he's going to talk about member feedback and how important it is.
Thank you, Gretchen. And I'd like to thank the team this is my team. I'm the Chief Experience and Marketing Officer, and I've been doing this since 2017. And this team is amazing. They're the best marketing team in the business, and they're like a family. I'm glad we have this opportunity to get in front of our members and introduce the team. And I just want to thank them for all they do, because I wouldn't be able to do anything without them. So I just want to give a shout out to everyone on the team. And Jarnika too, and Milton, who's not here. We work really closely with membership development, and it's an incredible partnership. But let's get into it. Gretchen was just talking about things that go on behind the scenes. And Kira, if you can go back to the next slide. I do want to focus on the members on your Voice Matters, because the things that go on behind the scenes, where we take the feedback that we get from you guys and the decisions that are made are what guide this credit union. So we do, and you might see surveys, you might give feedback, and you wonder where it goes, if it goes anywhere, but it does make its way to leadership. It makes its way to the managers, and decisions are made, and the direction of the credit union is steered primarily by what we hear from our membership. And I see that every day. I see it in strategic planning sessions. So I want to reassure everybody that that does happen. And what do we look for in feedback? We want to identify problems and frustrations our members have. We want to understand what we're doing well, because if we're doing something well, we want to make sure that we capitalize on that and that we don't change it. If it works, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And then maybe things are going well, but we could improve them better. Experiences that could use some improvement, even though people love it. And products and services and capabilities that members want, that they've expressed, and then work towards that. And some of the feedback that we've got, you guys will probably, this will seem familiar to you. Things like Zelle. Zelle is one of the biggest things we have as far as what our members want. They look forward to having that kind of solution. They miss it because they turned off their app a while back, and so you can only do it through financial institutions. We've heard that. And we are looking for a solution actively right now. And we hope to roll that out with all the many other amazing things that we have going on in 2027, and have either a solution like Zelle or even better. And we've also heard the contact center phone tree. When you guys call in to our contact center, it's a little frustrating to navigate the phone tree or to get authenticated. And we already have made tweaks to that. We're going to continue to look for solutions in the future where maybe there is no phone tree, and you just will talk to you'll tell them what you want, where you want to go, and it'll take you right there without having to navigate all that. So leadership does take this feedback to heart, and we do steer the direction of the credit union based on that. And now you can go to the next slide, Carrie. Thank you. One of the biggest ways we do get feedback is from our survey, and it's called Members Voice. And I'm sure you probably, if you've been a member for a long time, which we do have a lot of long-time members, you've got a survey from us, and you probably complete it. And you may actually have engaged with some of our folks because of a survey, but we do take those, and it's not just a one-off. So the way this kind of works is that when you fill out a survey, it goes to Eddie. Eddie's the first person who will see these surveys, and he contacts somebody who will reach out to you to handle individual issues. So that's a little sneak behind the curtain of how this works. But we don't just rely on the survey. The survey is big, but we look for, if you shoot us an email and you have a concern, or you call the contact center and you let somebody know that you have an issue or something you love, we want to make sure that we're locking in on that too. Or if you stop by the branch and you let somebody at the branch know that you've had a challenging experience or you've had a great experience. So it doesn't have to be surveys; it can be many different things that you want to focus on. But just how this works is, like I said, Eddie gets these individual issues. We address those, but then we take the themes. We look at what the running themes are that are coming out of the survey feedback, and we look for pain points and opportunities. And we have an experience committee that we set up, and this experience committee is meant to digest all of that. And what we do is we take that in the experience committee and we prioritize which ones we hear the most from our members. And each person on the experience committee gets assigned a task to follow up with these issues, and we work them until they are resolved. And it's mentioned at managers meetings, it's mentioned at SMT meetings, at board meetings. I give a review occasionally that goes over the top concerns members have. And when we get to strategic planning, these things are factored in as to what have members been asking for. And an example of that is it was challenging to open a new account with a credit union or to become a member. The process was tedious. And so we took that on as a challenge a couple of years ago to do this in-house, to have our own ability to have an onboarding with our new members that's unique to us. And we did that. It's live right now. It's been live for since the beginning of the year. And it has significantly streamlined the process to join the credit union. Also, things like Thought Machine. Thought Machine is, if you're familiar with what we released a few weeks back, maybe a month ago, we've partnered with Thought Machine, and we're going to have a lot of revolutionary things coming in the next months and years that's going to really transform the credit union. So this brand transformation you're seeing it's in name right now, but it is a guidepost for the future for our vision of the credit union, where we're going to transform the products and services that we have to offer all those things that you guys have been asking for. And so that's a sneak peek behind of how things go whenever we get feedback. But we want some feedback from you guys right now. You get surveys from us, so we're going to do a little bit of a survey right now. We're going to throw some polls up to get your feedback right here. So how do you prefer to access USSFCU? We have digital access there, online mobile banking. Do you prefer to go to a branch, face-to-face support? Do you prefer calling into the contact center? Or maybe you prefer chat, which we actually do have chat, if you're not aware, inside online banking. And we're working on AI-powered help in the future. Maybe you don't live in this area, and so you're looking at ATMs and share branches around the nation. So it looks like we have digital access seems to be the most popular one so far. Yep, digital access is it, and that makes a lot of sense. Everyone wants the easier digital access, and we have everyone 7 out of 7. Everyone's going for that online mobile banking. That's fantastic. 8 out of 8. So everybody's locking in on that one. That's great, because we're going to continue focusing on that channel and transforming it and give people a lot more options in the future. It's very, very exciting about what we're going to roll out the next couple of years. So I think we can go to the next poll. How do you prefer to access USSFCU? Oh, no, that's not it. We did that one.
Just takes a minute to end it, and then I'll launch the other one. I got it coming.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
It's good to see that, though, that the overwhelming response is online and mobile banking. And it is vastly different than what we had in previous years. When we first got here, our online banking was a completely different platform. But all right, here's a new one. How do you like to hear from us? Do you prefer email? Do you just like to go to the website? Do you want to have more contact inside online banking? Social media, mail, or phone? I prefer all of these a little bit, but Online mobile banking is probably my favorite because see email, that's good news to the marketing team that you guys like email because that's what we do. Um, an online mobile banking, that's good. The website's always there, so that makes a lot of sense. But if you didn't know, you can reach out to us. We watch our social channels all the time. So uh, if you go to us and you DM us on any one of our channels, we see that and we'll respond to you. And it'll be pretty quick as well. So if all else fails and you're looking for something, you can't get a hold of us, you can hit us up on social media and we'll definitely get back to you. So it looks like it's a little bit more split than the first one, but overwhelmingly people love emails. If you want to, Michelle, if you want to throw it in the chat and we can get it there. Sorry, that didn't work out. All right, last one. What would you like to see more of at the credit union? You want member offers and perks, financial education and guidance, community events, new digital tools and features, personalized support, new products and services. So, what are you guys looking for? Looks like this might be a little bit more across the board. Let's get two for member offers and perks, new products and services, financial education, new digital tools. Yeah, I would agree. I want all this stuff.
We know.
Yeah, give me everything. A little sarcasm from Carrie there. But yeah, all this stuff is coming your way too. Financial education and guidance, that's not going to take a backseat to all the new stuff that we have. That's always going to be a priority. Um, and it's kind of interesting. Whenever I first joined the credit union and I took over the role as the head of marketing, I talked to an old school marketing person who's at the credit union. I told him what I was doing, and he said, I told him my role. I said I was the director of marketing at that point, and he said, no, you're not in marketing. In credit unions, there's no marketing. It's all about member education, and that's been a guiding part of like even what I do with my role. It's part of the credit union, but that's why we focus on financial education so much is because that's really what marketing in a credit union is all about, is providing that financial education. But we do have all these other amazing things. I can't wait to introduce this stuff to you guys in the future. There's a lot of really cool, exciting things happening. So that's it for the polls. We do want to open it up to get your questions if you have any questions for us. So I am going to hand it over to Andrea and Jernica. And I know Andrea didn't have a part here, but Andrea is, you see her on the webinar every single week. Andrea is an integral part of the marketing department because she does everything. She does a little bit of everything for everyone in the department. So I want to give a shout out to Andrea as well. So that's it for me.
Thank you so much for that, Arthur. That was amazing. And I'm going to let Andrea handle the questions. You got this, girl.
Yes, thank you so much, Arthur. I loved the presentation. I am so glad that we finally have a marketing presentation where you could see everybody and get to meet everybody and get to know a little bit more about the marketing department. So our first question is, how come there isn't a reward if a family member slash friend opens a savings account instead of a checking?
So we do have one for if you have to open the savings first, but there also is checking. We just put some more steps in there. Carrie, I don't know if you wanted to jump in. You look like you have something on the tip of your tongue.
Oh, no. Well, that was just the point I wanted to make was, well, to become a credit union member, it's that share savings account is actually what makes you a member. So by default, you have to open that savings account. But they may mean specific certificates or something. So I'll let you continue.
Yeah, and this is the rollout. So the new program that we have just launched. So this is just one step where we may see from feedback from you guys. We'd like to have a rewards program that's centered around savings or certificates or something like that, which are things that we can add in the future. But right now it's focused on checking because it's free and it's one of the easiest things to open up. And getting those 10 swipes is pretty simple as well. But you tell us what you want it, and we'll do it. So it could be coming down the road.
Great. Thank you so much. The next one is the credit union needs to add an estate account or estate accounts. It's a comment. And
I'm not sure. We might let me take that to the side, but we might. I think business might actually handle something like that. Jernica, do you know if that's the case?
Yes, I believe that's done through trust and estates accounts, and business accounts are handled through business services. So yes. You won't be able to go into a branch to do so. So you'll have to speak with someone from that department. So if you're interested in that, just reach out to us and we can have someone contact you.
okay, so I go to the Police Federal Credit Union for my USFCU transactions because it's closer to my home. Will I still be able to use them when the new branch opens?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That won't change. They're part of our shared branching network, so you can use them or you can use us if we're closer. But our shared branching is not going to change.
And I believe those might be all of our questions as of right now.
Can you can you elaborate? Somebody was asking, and I know that Jarnika answered, but for those that perhaps didn't read the chat, uh, where will you be located in Maryland? I know you mentioned it, in the presentation, but can you emphasize again where in Maryland we will be? And Jarnika, if you want to explain that area, I know you're very familiar with Maryland. I know you're advocating for me to move to Maryland. So if you want to let us know where in Maryland are we going to be located?
Uh, Thank you, Eddie. So the new branch will be located in Camp Springs, right off of Branch Avenue, going towards Temple Hills. It's going to be where the new Royal Farms and Chipotle is located, not too far from Andrews as well, but it's literally right off of Route 5 and that new shopping center there. So there's a new UPS store, there's a doctor's office, and some other things that are coming to that area as well. Right where the car dealerships are. If you're familiar where the car dealerships are, that's going to be located right behind there.
More information to come on the upcoming weeks and upcoming
Mhm.
months as well, because we do have a tentative launch date. So just stay tuned with the information. One of the polls was like, "How do you like to hear from us?" So make sure you look for those emails because I know this marketing team, they're amazing at creating those emails. So best believe that they're coming your way as well. And then somebody asked me anonymously on the side. They sent me a message and they were like, um, that they're thinking of moving out of the DMV area. I know, Arthur, you touched a little bit about share branching, but they're wondering if they move to Texas because I think they're looking to move into Houston, Texas from the DMV area, but they want to keep us. But if one day, whatever they need to do, let's say withdraw money or anything like that, cash, they can do that digitally, so they want to have like a presence. How can they use their account outside of the DMV area?
You want me to take that one? All right. So yeah, so we have shared branching. You can do a lot of the kind of basic transactions you would go to a bank at a shared branch. And we have 3,500 shared branches around the nation. So you're going to probably find one that's close to you. But you can also do a lot of those transactions, and most people don't know this, at ATMs. There are ATMs that we have in our network that do take cash. So you could do them there. We have 100,000 ATMs in those shared branching networks. And we have members that, worked on Capitol Hill for 5 or 6 years, but they've been members for 40 years or more because they do things that way. And then outside of other types of things, if you need to talk to somebody, I tell you what, our contact center is amazing. They're actually based here in Virginia. So when you call and get somebody on the phone, you're going to be talking to an employee of the credit union. They know everything about the credit union, and they're an incredible resource for people who don't live in the local area. And even if you do live here, you can call them. But if you're not from here, or you're not around here in Virginia, I say here. Here's everywhere. Where's here to everybody on this call? If you're not in the local area, that contact center is your big resource to get information you need.
Great. Thank you so much, Arthur. And our next question is, how are locations for new branches selected? Member surveys, or does the board make the decision?
It is a very complex process. Uh, we many times will get an outside source. We'll get feedback from our members, and actually, a lot of the feedback came from our members. And opening the branch in PG County wasn't actually what our third party said to do, but the reason we did it in PG County is we don't have a branch in Maryland yet. And the majority of our membership by state, most of our members are in DC, but if you look at the majority of members that are in the state, we have more members that are in Maryland than we do concentrated anywhere. And the majority of those members are in PG County. And we also have a lot of members that visit our Eisenhower branch. 50% of the members that visit our Eisenhower branch are from PG County. So when we're thinking about what's convenient for our members, that was a huge decision. We didn't, we had the third party people telling us, you want to make a lot of money, go open up a branch in Arlington or go and open it up in Potomac, Maryland or in Bethesda, which, yeah, that would be the big financial decision. But we did it based on what our members were telling us. And so at the end of the day, that's how we made the decision to put it in Camp Springs.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, Arthur, because I started the credit union. For the attendees, I don't know if you have heard my story before. I know I shared a little bit about it, but if you haven't, I started with the credit union back in 2014 at the Eisenhower branch, actually. And some of the comments that they used to make back then, and imagine fast forward, I'm sure they're still making them now, is one of those things that people will always say, Eddie, like, I always got to come across the bridge. I like to come, interact with you all, but it will be so convenient to have a location, in Maryland. And we have heard you, as our Chief Experience Marketing Officer have said. We take all your comments, all those surveys into consideration, and all the comments that you tell us as well, in person, to make sure that here at the United States Senate Federal Credit Union, we can save you better as well. So we hear you, this is the reason why our organization, we are proud to say that we are always serving you, ready to serve you. So whatever it is that you need, please send us your suggestions. We like to hear those. But yeah, that's something, Arthur, that I have heard, so many times from people, and we have heard them. And then coming soon, we will have that branch. So we're excited about that. What do you have for us, Andrea? Or do I do? I have another anonymous one because I think people feel very comfortable with that. Is that okay? All right, perfect. So somebody mentioned me on the side as well. They were saying that usually they see the golds and the blues, but today the presentation look a little different. So what was the thought process behind? Is this like part of the new branding? They want a little bit of explanation of the new colors that we see in front of the screen right now.
That's funny because Arthur asked me the same thing when we were reviewing it. I just used Melanie's new color palette and it was working out really well. And when I think of my team, I think of bright and vibrant, and I just liked it. Yes, thank you for noticing. And it's going to be a lot better for building presentations in the future. There's more variety too, brighter colors.
Yes, this is a sneak peek into what's to come in 2027. So
Melanie's really talented.
That's the reason why Melon is the brains behind all the graphic design that we do, because she's so great at what she does. So Melanie, thank you so much for making us look good. We truly appreciate it. With the pamphlets that we do, with the flyers, everything you see at the events. I know that, Carrie uses the content as well for the webinar. So it's at the end of the day, as you can see, everything comes together as a team. And that's the reason we're proud to be, part of this marketing team. And now I do have another anonymous question because, people are getting very excited to see like behind the scenes, what we do. So this is for Gretchen, actually. They're saying, Gretchen, you were talking about internal communications. How difficult is it to get all the departments into the same page and to move in the same direction? Is that difficult for you? Is that natural? People want to get to know you, Gretchen.
Does anybody have cats? Because it's kind of like wrangling cats. No, we all the thing about all our different departments is everyone's very passionate and very good at their jobs. and very busy. So the challenge is just making sure people take time to communicate together, keep everybody in the know. And it's also my job to explain to them why it's important that we know about them and we know about the people in their department, because we want to know who to go to. If somebody calls us and you have a question, I want to know who that person is that handles that, not have to call like 5 people or ask around while you're waiting, or we have to get back to you. So that's what that's about. But I think, everybody tries really hard, and it's just really, really sincere about doing well for the members. And we know that the better we work together, the better we are at helping you.
As you can see, to emphasize what Gretchen says, that we're trying to work digitally, internally, so we can serve you better externally. So thank you so much, Gretchen, for explaining that. Our departments, have different meetings for different projects to make sure that we're moving the same direction. But no matter what the project is, no matter, what the subject, the topic at hand is that we're discussing and talking about, at the end of the day, all the things that we discuss are the decisions that the board makes, the C-suite, the managers, even the teams, it's for us to serve you better as our members. So just have that confidence that no matter what the decisions that we make is because we have heard you, and we want to make sure that we are, that top tier financial institution that hopefully, if you aren't using us as your as your primary financial institution, you can use us now, as your primary institution. So thank you so much for that, Gretchen. And then I do have one more last question. I'm sorry, Andrea. I don't know, people, message me directly today. And this is for Jasmine. So Jasmine, if I see you at a community event, should I smile? Should I be serious? Do you want me to pose? What should I do when I see you with the camera?
Whatever feels natural, if you are willing to take the picture. If not, we promise we will not capture you. No pressure at all.
We know some people are camera shy, so if you don't want to be part of the pictures, you can tell Jasmine, she's very open about that. But if you want to be part of the pictures, just be yourself. That's more than enough for us. So, all right. Do you have anything else on your end, Andrea? I think that's it. That's all on my end.
That's it. That's all.
All right. So before we, wrap it up, I want to say thank you so much to each one of you in the panelist team. Thank you so much for, being part of this amazing team. This is our season 4, and, we're very proud of that. So thank you so much. And to my amazing, fantastic marketing team, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate you. We got to know you a little bit more. Now, the attendees see the amazing team that does, that makes the marketing happen, from the emails to the social media, to the content, to the graphics, to the communications, and to the questions as well. We appreciate each one of you. Your hard work doesn't go unnoticed. And Mr. Arthur, your leadership means a lot to us as well. Because you give us the path that we need to follow. You give us that direction as a team. And I think you have created that amazing culture. So thank you so much. This doesn't stop here. The party keeps going next week as well. So we want to, invite you for next week, at the same time, at the same channel. We're going to go through an amazing topic. And what is that? How to reduce your spending. I know lately I've been spending a lot, so I think instead of being a panelist, Carrie, I'm gonna be an attendee next week, because I've been spending a lot of money lately. So, and I think each one of us, maybe we can use 1 or 2 tips. So come join us, invite a family member, a neighbor, a co-worker, share the link, so they can learn all these amazing topics that we talk about. So, how to reduce your spending will be next week. And then Jarnika, please bring us back home.
Thank you so much for that, Eddie. And thank you again for everyone for joining us. Like Eddie said, we shall see you all next week. And with that being said, I'm wishing everyone a great evening. Thank you all again for attending. And special shout out to all the ones who've been members for us. I saw 44 years, 30 years, 11 years, so many years. So thank you all. We value your membership, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.